Like, why would you think that she's coming into your...
No, I work. I work 4 days a week. I grocery shop. I get out. I'm out of the house a lot.
But she would have to know your work schedule in order to know what time to come over to your house and then do what? Like, what would she even do in your house?
Well, for one thing, I have the lorazepam missing.
That's, yeah, maybe you know, this is honest to God truth. When I was at your place on, the last place you lived on, wherever the hell, you had pills all over the floor, like hundreds of them that had dropped and fallen.
That's
And
because at night you gotta pop open these papers. There, these paper things that you tear the top off of, and they come out. They pop out of there, and then it's at night. I take them at night. All my medicine is take at night at bedtime.
but you take a
And when you
sleeping
tear
pill?
that off of there, they pop out of there.
Well, how do you know that didn't happen again?
Because it goes blue is night, orange is lorazepam, and there are no blue is my medicine, my what do you call it medicine, my Abilify. The next one is orange, lorazepam. Just the oranges are all torn out of there. So whoever it is just taking the lorazepams.
How many are you short?
A week, some two. Usually they just help themselves to two. But I'll tell you, a long time ago, about 5 years ago, I was taking myself down from 6 to 4
You were
a
taking
day.
6 lorazepams a day?
246.
Holy
Two
shit.
four milligrams. So it would be 3 tablets, 2 milligrams, 2 milligrams, and 2 milligrams. So I was taking myself off at 2 milligrams and only taking 4 at night. And I drop them in a little bottle. I must have had 2 bottles, like 50 lorazepam, set aside in the cabinet in the kitchen. I came home one day, all the bottles gone, all stolen.
Was Chris still living with you then?
No.
You know, you're getting older. Do you ever think maybe you misplaced shit?
2 bottles they were right in the pantry on the shelf. Look at Randy.
Do you remember do you remember what I said I did? Which in hindsight, it's funny, but it wasn't funny at the time. This just happened in April. So this was recently, too. Right when our best friend Dave Crane died, and I needed to be calm, and I was not taking it well at all. I have my nighttime pills on the highest shelf in my room, and I have my morning pills on the lower shelf, and that's the way I try to keep it memorized. And listen, Adam was flipping the mattress on the bed, and his elbow hit some of them, and they fell on the ground. So what he did, he didn't know that about my system. He just put them back like wherever, and 2 of the bottles rolled underneath the shelf. Totally. So for 6 weeks, I was taking the completely wrong medicines, completely wrong doses, and
You underestimate how pill freaks my family is, especially Randy and Jeffrey.
What?
And Sarah.
Well, you've told me, Sarah, that, but they all have their own damn doctors. Why don't you get a metal box with a lock and key in it? I think Jean does that.
They come in a paper thing now.
I know. I understand. I've seen them. I know exactly what you're talking about. But you can still get like a little metal safe deposit box. Well, not. You know, like what Something with a lock and key that only you have the key for, and stick your medicines in it.
Well, they're all measured in these little paper cups.
I hear you, but you could still do that, and then you know that nobody but you has access to it. Even if it is in the paper cups, or if it is in those, mapped out 30-day things. And I'll tell you, I have good days and bad days. There's days where I'm feeling way extra stressed, and I take an extra lorazepam. And then there's days at the end of the month where I have like 10 extra, which, it was an easier, less stressful month. So
I had like 50 set aside, 2 bottles worth, and those were like gone. 2 bottles right out of here.
How can you have 2 bottles worth with a son in Ukraine? Like, I'd be eating them as candy.
When he first moved to Europe, it was happy times every day.
So that was 4 years ago.
5 years ago.
So you saved the pills 5 years ago.
I would put one in the bottle and take the nighttime, put one in the bottle, take the nighttime. And I did that for like 6 months. When you
just had the LASIK or the glaucoma eye surgery, you said you're seeing better?
Oh, yeah. Doctor said, I asked what kind, they said to go below. So I said at the store, they sell, the lowest they do is $125. She said your prescription is lower than $125.
Mine's like 1.75. I'm asking you this because you should be able to go all over your house and see if you could find any pills. Adam yells at me all the time because he finds pills on the ground, because I know what you mean when they flop up. And then it's nighttime and I want to go to bed and the lights are off and I just leave them.
Well, see, orange is lorazepam, and you have to tear that paper out. And I'll go to work and I'll come home and I'm like, son of a bitch. I'll come home and it's very obvious. An orange one is torn out of there. It's obvious it's torn out of there. So I'm like, okay, somebody help themselves to lorazepam.
Why don't you hide them when you leave? Or booby trap them, or do something. Why don't you get a fucking camera like we have? It's like $49.99 that connects to your cell phone, and you can see if they're coming in and out. We've got 6 of those cameras all around the house.
Yeah, Chris was a big believer in those too.
Well, yeah. Especially if you suspect something, but you're not for sure. And for Adam working for the city, people get pissed off about stuff and they want to like egg cars, or I don't know. They think that our basement doesn't flood because he works for the city, and so we have them all over.
Well, I know it's so noticeable that the night before, I tear the whole strip off, and it's my nighttime medicine. I go to work for 4 or 5 hours. I come home.
Don't you still take trazodone at night to go to sleep?
Right.
You're not ever supposed to take trazodone with lorazepam at night. Ever.
Well, that's how it is.
Is that how you're doing it, or how they told you?
That's how my pills are. My pills are all at night.
You're never.
The only thing that's during the day is
that's how people die in their sleep. That's the honest to God truth. That's why they only that's why they started this law in the first place, where you can only get so many too, because like kind of sort of like Michael Jackson. I'm not sleeping, so I'll take 2 more. Oh, I'll take 3 more. They slow your heart
I
rate.
don't do that. I go without sleep.
Well, there's another reason, but maybe you get frustrated because you don't work the next day, so you take an extra.
No, I never take extra. I seriously do not.
So you think that Jackie's kids are getting into your house too?
Well, I was trying to figure out how this scummy pair of underwear got in the back bedroom.
Okay, maybe you left them there. They fell out of a basket.
No, they were scummy. You know what I mean? Like,
Why would Marcy or Valerie even first that neither of them would even own scummy underwear? They're so uppity. I own them.
I have no idea who it was, but those were used undies
Were they
in the
small?
back bedroom. I threw them in the garbage.
Why is it always underwear with you? For like 20 years, it's always underwear.
Well, they were gross. They were really gross. It was
No,
thick
but
scum.
it's always somebody stole your underwear, you found underwear. I don't know. I don't get it. But you're connecting that to Val or Marcy? When Val works full time for NIPSCO?
Well, I think who would be bold enough to come in here would be Marcy, and I think Marcy's a little screw loose anyway.
Yeah, I think she is too, to be honest. But that doesn't mean she'd do that.
Well, I don't know. It was gross. I'm like, these are gross. This is so gross. So I left them there and ignored it. I thought, I got to do something about that scummy pair of underwear. So I picked them up, threw them in the garbage, took the garbage out.
Everybody has scummy underwear. Oh my god, you should see Adam's. They're like his favorite underwear. Josh, sometimes I'll ask Josh, especially after my surgeries, I'll say, son, can you come get my laundry and throw it downstairs? He cracks me up because he'll put on rubber gloves first and says, Mom, these are biohazard.
Well, this was gross. Find in my private home that I'm supposed to be the only one that lives here, to go to the back bedroom and their little dinky what do you call them, bikinis, little dinky
Then get
bikinis.
cameras inside your house too. They have like nanny cameras. I think maybe you need to take a break from overdoing yourself. I would take a leave of absence from your work. I'm being honest with you. I think I know that you're working and you're trying to put money into Chris's account just because you're afraid you don't have money.
No, I'm enjoying having money. I'm enjoying having money. I do a lot of things with money.
Like what?
Whatever I want to do. I bought a great big painting. I bought a coffee table from that new Ashley place down at what used to be a furniture. Now it's a furniture store. Bought a coffee table there.
Why can't you do that with your grandpa money?
Because it'd be a big hassle to get get a hold of it.
Then you talk to the lawyers.
Well, with working, I have access to roughly $1,500 a month. My NIPSCO bill and my $395 lot rent is about $395 in NIPSCO, and I have $1,500 a month.
And you pay all that with your own working money.
Everything I have money. I enjoy doing what I want with my money.
I understand that, but I'm asking you: are you paying your $395 lot money out of what you make at Zell's?
No.
So what bills is Jackie paying with your trust?
She makes out a lot check every month.
Which is $395?
Right. And then I wanted you should see what these lot checks.
Wait a minute. Checks. I know you said she puts like little mean memos on there. But
no, it says on the top of the check, special needs, but they didn't have to put special on. Special needs.
Well, that's what
like I'm missing a leg or an arm or a limb. It says special needs. I said I want that off of there.
That's silly. I'm freaking special needs myself with all the stuff I have going on with me. I think that you're looking too much into that. Who cares? It's money is money. People don't give a shit about that. But
it bothers me.
Going back, you have, how many tens of thousands of dollars, and all you're telling me all she pays out is $395 a month.
And then the taxes are, I think the taxes are $450 and $450 twice a year, $425 and $425, $850 a year.
She's not paying your car insurance?
Oh yeah, she does pay the car insurance.
She doesn't pay any of your utilities?
I have money up the yin yang, Tara, and I'm ending the month and I have $500 in my checking account.
Well, that's good. You've been saying that you wanted to start like a 401k and stuff too. Do that. Or I know you deposit stuff to Chris too. But
no, I don't. I haven't given any to Chris. I don't think there's a way for. I don't know what they have for an exchange or anything like that. A money exchange. I don't know. I know he has a savings account with Navy Federal with like 4,000 in it.
I just listen to you say all the time how the last thing you ever want is Sarah and Jeffrey to have any of your money, but them not spending it on yourself now, even for a spa day, you are totally within your allowance to do that. Spend that. If you're gonna keep working, then spend it.
I'll probably get some new Christmas ornaments or something. Hello?
Yeah, but you're getting too old to be doing the job that you're doing. I mean, that's hard on the body. I thought you said Jackie resigned as your trustee.
She wants to, and I don't know what to do. She wants to resign.
What does Grandma say?
Nothing.
And you definitely don't want Jeff to do it.
No.
Well, remember I told you, and this really, really matters. You need to find out from Grandma if she is planning to have a trust for you as well. She's
not going to do what Grandpa did, no.
Okay,
She said she's not.
what I'm asking you is, if
She's not.
what I'm asking you is, if she's leaving you 10,000, 5,000, I don't even know. If you combined that amount, then it would make sense for you to pay a third party, like a bank or a lawyer, to be your trustee and not have any family to do with it. That's what I'm trying to say. But you can only find that out from grandma. And I know it's a very uncomfortable conversation, but it really will help determine your quality of life now, having to deal with your sister or not.
I'm not going to Gatlinburg because Randy is such an ass. Randy said something. She's just a freshman that got locked up. That's all she is a freshman that got locked up.
Randy said that in front of you?
Yeah, and he's drinking and laughing and being an ass. And what's her name's? Jerome's wife's place. A party at their house.
How long ago was that?
Since I've lived here 2 years ago.
Well, why are you still holding on to that 2 years ago?
Because I don't want to. He gets drunk. God knows what he says when he goes golfing with his buddies or what he says. He gets drunk and he runs me into the ground.
Okay, that's even more of a reason why you need to cut the strings with them and your uh, account thingy. You need to talk to grandma. I know I totally understand how uncomfortable it is, but if she's not planning on leaving you any money, then it doesn't make sense to pay, say, 30 or 40 bucks a month. I don't even know how much it is, to an outside person to help you pay your bills and be your trustee. If she is planning on giving you money, I would definitely hire somebody now, because grandma's not going to be around forever, and then combine it, and it's worth the cost of not having to deal with Jackie or Randy for your peace of mind. Then you can deal with them only when you want to, and you decide to, not when you have to go to them and ask for bills. It pisses me off that you're not on food stamps. I don't care how much money you make. You should be on food stamps. That's
Well, I make $1,500 a month. I have in the bank, and then I get down to like $500 at the end of the month. So it doesn't make any sense, and that's buying my own food.
$1,500 a month. Most people have to pay rent with that. None of your trust money even counts. You would not be living. You'd be living, hand to mouth. You qualify for food stamps. And it doesn't matter. It says in the paperwork, the only reason Grandpa even created that was to ensure that you continue everything that you have now.
Yeah, but that's stupid. Uncle Mike's like, why don't you go get teeth put in? I'm like, they don't cover. This government thing does not cover getting teeth put in or la-di-da. None of that.
How do you know
You're
that?
crazy.
How do you know
I
that?
know that.
Have you
I
asked?
know that.
Josh's does.
No, it does not cover having teeth put in. Where my teeth are, where I have two teeth, it does not cover fake teeth.
Well, who cares about that? You're getting ready to be on the other side of 60, mid 60s.
Well, it's kind of ridiculous that they think all this food stuff
You're
is
talking
covered
about
by the government. It's not.
You're talking about having extra money that you enjoy. If you got the food stamps, you'd have even more of that.
I'm doing fine.
That's not the point. Your sister is not doing what she is signed an oath to do.
I just want to stay away from her. She can be nasty and mean, goes behind my back. Only concern is that she stays up on her pedestal.
All right. Well, there's nothing more I can say about that. I've been saying the exact same thing over and over and over. I know exactly how to fix your problem, but you won't listen. So it just tells me that you are fine with your problem.
I just want to know how your health was, and
Well, you'll hear from me if it's ever bad.
the kids doing okay in school?
Yeah, no
How
complaints.
did Josh adjust to high school?
Fine. He's got some really nice friends.
That's good. That's good.
All right, I will let you go.
All right.
All right, bye.
Bye.